Fellas, say goodbye to Chuck Sherman the boy. I am now a man. I highly recommend you join the club. We are doing the wild thing all night.
Acid house music.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Sherm.
Sherman, I cook all this food. Is that all you gonna eat?
General Sherman realized and understood the importance of house music.
So, do you know anything about techno?
No.
Listen.
Get it on.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the brand new episode of Sherm In The Booth. I'm, of course, your host, Sherm. Today is Wednesday, November 13th, 2019. This is episode 89089. I am very, very excited to share this one with you. This episode features one of my favorite DJs in Chicago, but he is bigger than Chicago, ladies and gentlemen. This guy is gonna be worldwide. He goes by the name of Apollo XO. Apollo XO. He is so talented, guys, on every single level when it comes to production, when it comes to live DJing, when it comes to branding. I absolutely love everything he's doing. We did this interview live at a shoe store called Koio in Lincoln Park. Shout out to everybody at Koio. Such an awesome environment. But this episode, guys, it was so awesome to be able to sit down and talk to him about everything he's done. He's young in the game, but he works like a veteran. His most recent song, Work, basically describes his entire motto, which is to outwork everybody else and have fun while doing it. I had so much fun in this one, and I'm so excited for you guys to hear this interview. For any DJs that are up and coming in the game, make sure to turn it up and get out a notepad because he dishes out some real knowledge. Let's get into it right now, guys. Episode 89 with Apollo XO. Oh, we're live. You got a box of water there? Good for the environment, man. Thank you for doing a service to the community. Yeah, that's good. Well, Apollo XO, what's up, man?
What's up, dude? How are you?
I'm good, man. We're in Koio right now.
Yeah.
Shout out Koio. I like these shoes.
Yeah, dude. I might have to pick a pair up.
I'll see what I can do.
I'm looking around and definitely liking some of these these styles.
It's cool, man. I mean, I've always been into off-brand sort of that are higher quality. I mean, have you heard of Youth Machine before?
I haven't. No.
Exactly. See, but it's like all I wear, you know. I have so many different Youth Machine clothes, but we wanted to do this interview here with you, man, because I just think you are a huge talent, and this is just a special place to do it, brother. So I'm happy to have you on.
Dude.
I've looked up to you for a while. I remember the first time I met you in person was at Paris, RIP. Is that reopening?
Damn, I'm not sure. I think they're supposed to open as a new club called Dance Studio.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
not sure what
been
they're
rumored
doing
for a
with it,
while.
though.
But
Man, that was a while ago, bro.
Yeah, bro, that was like I think it was probably 2 years ago, maybe, because it was Christmas time. Because I played some private event,
Yeah.
and then you came on after, and I was like, oh shit, all right, I'm hanging around. I got a fucking bird's eye view right now. And you were so awesome, man. You said, yeah, go get some shots of tequila on the bar. I was like, all right, and I was still kind of coming up at that point, and I was just like, I remember right after that, I saw my girlfriend. I was like, man, I just met Apollo. He was so fucking dope. Like, I've seen him DJ, and I was like fanboying for a second, but it's awesome to see how far you've come, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it. It's always weird when people like say stuff like that to me because I'm like, dude, I'm just another DJ, man.
For
Like,
sure,
you
man.
know?
But I mean, your productions are amazing. I was listening through them all today. I feel like you've really come into your own in terms of everything, your branding, your music, your musical style. I mean, when I first saw you at stuff like that, you weren't dropping as much house music, I guess.
No.
And now, these days, I mean, I see you pumping techno at Concrete Cowboy.
Yeah.
What's changed for you in the past year musically?
Man, I think that I've really just found my lane. And like, I'm an open format DJ, but
Right.
I don't really play a lot of hip hop anymore. That is definitely the thing that's changed.
Yeah, for sure.
Not a lot of hip hop, but I've realized that when you're a good DJ, bro, you can play whatever you want. Like,
True.
2 weeks ago, I played John Denver, Take Me Home,
Did
in
you
the
really?
middle of my club set.
Oh, that probably went so
and,
well.
And then I dropped Old Town Road after it.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
being able to take risks and stuff like that is super fun, bro.
For
You know,
sure.
like, and if you're not doing that and you're just getting up there and playing all the hits and not like risking the dance floor,
Mm-hmm.
like taking calculated risk for sure.
For
but,
sure.
You know, but,
Yeah.
But if you're not like risking something and you're just playing the same thing all the time, like, it gets boring.
Yeah. Did you feel like that happened because in the past year you've let's say, eclipse maybe the same type of gigs that you were playing? Not to say that the Concrete Cowboys and, the parlays of the world aren't exciting for you, but you kind of want to challenge yourself, it seems like?
Yeah, that was part of it too, and like a lot of it is Chicago is the demo ground for a lot of this too, because like our city is the hardest city to DJ in, bro.
Dude.
Like, it is 100% the hardest city to DJ in that I've played in the U.S. for sure. And I've played everywhere at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't played all the biggest clubs, but I've played, like, all the clubs that would be like, all right, you're never coming back to this bitch. You know what I'm saying? Like, So, like, Chicago is for sure the city that'll be like, yeah, nah, bro, like, we don't want you.
Not good enough.
Yeah.
That's interesting, yeah.
So it's definitely like the testing ground for like transitions or just like even song selection sometimes. And it's also just like, hey, will this work? And if they fuck with this, I like this song that I think goes with this. So let me play this next and see if they like it. So it's that's what it is, bro. It's having fun with it. When it becomes a job, then it gets boring and you don't want to do it.
For sure.
It's
It's muscle memory to a certain extent. Like with the brain, I totally know what you mean.
Yeah.
In the beginning, when I started doing open format DJs, I was like, all right, I just got to go at it, And you got to do, of course, what the crowd, I always like to say what they didn't know they wanted, which is kind of the name of the game. I think that's what is different about Chicago DJs is we do take those risks. And when I've been to other places to see open format DJs in New York and Los Angeles, let's just say, I feel like they're not taking risks. I feel like I'm listening to the radio. But Gene Ferris actually said it best. He said, if you can cut your teeth in Chicago, you can do it anywhere.
Yeah, bro, that's so real. It's so real. I mean, I went and lived in LA for 3 months last winter.
Yeah.
And that's really where I honed like a lot of my production. I was just like watching YouTube tutorial after YouTube tutorial.
That's like all you were doing when I was following you on Insta. It was just like in the studio, in the studio,
Yeah,
in the studio,
like,
coming back to Chicago, back to LA, in the studio.
Yeah, and like I was DJing out there, but I wasn't DJing the same way I was here.
Really?
Where before so in the months leading up to that, I knew I was gonna go to LA, so I was like just like blowing it out here like 7 days a week. I was like, I just need to stack this money, which I'm so thankful that like all like the promoters and the clubs were like letting me do, like come in, and they were like letting me do that every week, which is super cool.
Sure.
But when I went to LA, I started playing and I was like, this is not the way.
Shit.
Like, cause LA's not like, LA is straight hip hop, bro, and all their big clubs and like. And most of the people stand around and they're like, yo, look at my new Audemars. You know what I'm saying? And like, who can buy the most bottles? And like, that's cool too, but like, there's not a whole lot of like party. The parties happen at the after parties out there,
right.
Like the house parties and stuff like that. And I feel like unless you're a big artist or like an artist with a name like Wax Motif or like something like that, you're not really playing the house clubs like that.
Right.
Because they have like, Sound and Academy, and
they have great venues there.
Yeah, all their electronic venues out there are phenomenal. But you're not just gonna move from Chicago and play those venues unless you're like homies with the owner, like you know what I'm saying? Like,
didn't Nathan Scott move out there and something along those lines? I mean, it's just like it's hard to compete.
Yeah, it's definitely I woun't say it's hard to compete. It's just totally different out there than it is here.
Yeah, well said. What I'm saying? Absolutely.
Because, man, I don't even know how to explain it. I feel like the easiest way to explain it is it's all hip hop, and I don't want to play all hip hop. Like there are clubs though that will let you go in, and if you know what you're doing, and you're like, oh well, let me throw in some house here, like let me throw in some reggaeton, like that's cool, you know what I'm saying? As long as you're not banging out techno for like 4 hours, then they're like, do whatever, as long as you keep people here and keep people spending money. Like.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the big difference that I've come to learn, I have a lot of friends who live in LA and they've come to visit in Chicago and I DJ, and we can go to maybe 4 or 5 places in a night in Chicago. Start at 9, go to another place at 11, 1, 3 o'clock afters. LA, just because of how many people live there and all the options, you basically got one chance with the crowd.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm glad you're repping Chicago. Are you from Michigan, though?
I'm from Michigan, yeah.
Where in Michigan?
So I grew up in Detroit, but I moved to Kalamazoo when I was like a freshman in high school.
Okay.
And then I moved from Kalamazoo to here in 2000, and actually December 6, 2014. So I've almost been here for 5 years.
Holy shit.
Yeah, it's crazy to think. Like, I haven't even been here for 5 years. I haven't lived here for 5 years. That's
Dude,
wild.
I'm going into my senior year of Chicago, I'm calling it.
Nice.
Yeah, that's what it feels like, you know? You still got D-Town in your blood, though?
I mean, I don't really go back there a lot, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
It was like when I was younger, so.
For sure.
I feel like Chicago's home for me now.
Yeah.
Not to say that, like, I won't tell people that, like, I am from Michigan, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm
of course.
Born and raised a Michigan kid, for sure. But, I'm definitely Chicago now, you know?
For sure. When did music come into your life, then?
When I was in, like, elementary school, I played the drums.
Really?
Yeah, and I was on
Okay.
the drum line in high school for a little bit, and then
Shit.
I was like, man, I want to go to the Olympics, so I started running track and playing football, and then I was like, I don't know about this.
Said, fuck the
maybe-
drums, I want to go to the Olympics?
Yeah, maybe, because that was my thing. Like, I was like doing pretty well in track, and
What were you running in track?
I was running the 100, and then the 200, and the 4x1.
Shit.
Yeah, so
Yeah, those are probably the toughest Olympic competitions.
Yeah, exactly.
The fastest people
Yeah.
alive.
But I was like going to track camps, and
That's cool.
there was a kid from my school at the time who was getting like major looks from almost every college in the country, and so they were like scouting other people from the team too.
Sure.
And so I was like, man, I can do this. Like,
Yeah.
you can do anything you put your mind to.
Absolutely.
And then my friend gave me a copy of Reason, because I was like, I kind of want to try my hand at making beats too on the side. And then
Okay.
like from there it was just like, all right, cool, I'm a producer now. And so I started with producing. I didn't even start with DJing. And then like I think like a year later, my junior year of high school is when I like got into DJing, started dabbling with it. And then my senior year is when I was like, all right, cool, I'm gonna stop playing sports, just start DJing.
Really?
Yeah.
Were your parents supportive of everything you did?
Yeah, my parents
awesome.
bought me my first controller. It was a Newmark Mixtrack Pro.
Yeah, my mom bought me my first mixer too.
Yeah. So my mom always says, she's like, we learned how to read lips from the TV pretty quickly because I just played my music loud as fuck all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah, no, they've been really supportive. There was a minute when I moved to Chicago that I think they thought it was a phase.
Yeah.
And then they realized, I think within like the last year or two, they kind of realized that it is actually more of like a career now.
Right.
It's like my life.
Yeah.
Because like I don't think a lot of people look at DJing as, oh, you're just like a DJ, you know what I'm saying? Like
Right.
you go play music at the club on weekends, but it's really more like a lifestyle.
Yeah.
When you want to take it to the next level, like I'm trying to play fucking festivals and
Yeah.
be in a different country every fucking day. If
Love
I could,
that.
you know?
Absolutely.
And that's when you have to treat it like a lifestyle. It's not just a job.
When did you get that mindset in your head?
That it had to be like that.
That this is my goal, I'm going to do whatever it takes.
I think when I made the move to Chicago, honestly.
Like you
'Cause-
moved here to DJ.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I moved here with the goal of actually doing everything that I do now. It's funny because I was literally like in the shower the other day. You know how like you're in the shower and you're just thinking about shit?
Absolutely.
And you're like, damn, like I have this to do, but then sometimes you like reflect, and I was like,
Yeah.
damn, it's been almost 5 years since I moved to Chicago, and within that 5 years, I've literally done everything that I remember sitting and being like, all right, cool, like, I want to leave the studio, go rock a club, crush it, and then do that maybe like 3 times a week, 4 times a week.
Yeah.
And there was a point in me living here that I was doing like 2 to 3 clubs a night, 3 times a week, you know? And
Jesus.
now I'm like flying around doing stuff, and it's like,
Yeah.
I'm not by any means Diplo or DJ Snake, but I've surpassed that goal that I had set for myself when I moved to Chicago. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
it's time to set new goals,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
You set them, and then what do fucking DJ and Diplo do? They reach their goals and they keep going.
Exactly.
Speaking of Diplo, he's playing at Stagecoach. I mean, what the hell? It's amazing. But are those 2 your inspirations then?
Yeah, I would say they are the people that I can look at and be like, all right, cool, that's where I want to be.
Yeah, for sure. Like Vegas DJ, touring around the world, making incredible music.
Yep.
You're making club beats right now. Do you see yourself making radio-friendly music, so to speak? Even though house music is becoming radio-friendly.
Yeah, I think so. Jesse, my manager.
What up, Jesse? Got a White Claw? Oh, I like this guy.
Jesse
All right.
loves those fucking. Hey, White Claw.
Dude, is that mango? Yeah.
All right, so.
Shit fucks.
So, do you know Evelina?
Yeah.
I was telling her one time, I was like, dude, like, I need somebody who can, like, help me manage and, like, do things and, like, you know, just, like, help me with the overall business side.
The busy work, all that, yeah.
Like, all that. And she was like, yo, I got this really cool dude. You should meet him. His name's Jesse. And I was like, I don't know. It sounds like a girl's name. Nah, I'm kidding. I didn't say that. But, no, she was like, you should meet him, whatever. So I was like, dude, hook us up. Totally.
Yeah.
And literally, we met on a Sunday. He spent the next, like, 8 days at my house with this other artist that he also manages named Josh Arcee. Mm-hmm. And me and Josh have made, like, 2-3 songs together so far that are probably radio playable.
Okay.
So it's definitely, like, I always want to have the club side for sure.
Right.
But, yeah, I definitely want to make radio hits for sure. Like,
yeah.
And not even radio hits from the sense of, like, oh, I want to make, like, Calvin Harris, like, radio hits. Like, I want to still change radio and, like, be, like, super different.
Yeah.
Like, radio shit, like how I do in the club. But
absolutely.
Yeah, radio stuff for sure.
It's so important. Like, even if you look at Calvin Harris, man, when he was making shit before 18 months, you know, when he was in his weird phase, he's really always just been himself, really, at the end of the day. And guys like Diplo and DJ Snake, too. Mm-hmm. I think about someone like AC Slater. You know, he just brought a night-based festival to Chicago, and he put out a tweet that I saw that said, 5 years ago, I was by myself developing a business plan to bring this type of music to the world. If you just stay in your lane and you focus on what you're good at and what you love, it will eventually happen. If you believe in yourself, other people will see that. Yeah. So I totally agree. It's crazy, though.
I think one of the things, though, that people don't say often enough is, like what you just said, like, as long as you, like, believe in yourself, like, you can believe in yourself all that you fucking want to believe in yourself, though, too, but you still have to fucking work. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you still have to put, like, you have to put in the work. That's literally why I just made that song work.
I love like, that.
It's literally, like, everybody's like, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And it's like, all right, well, like, what are you doing to do that? Like, what are you doing to get from A to B? That's cool, you have the idea, but the idea isn't just going to fucking plant itself and sprout into a tree, bro. Like, you know,
it's like the people who have big ideas in the club. You don't hear from them ever again.
Bro, I hate those people
right?
so much.
And like, whisper, yo, bro, let's
what I mean, bro?
Bro, I got this track. Bro, I got to send it to you.
Hot breath out of my ear, dog.
Yo. Please get out of my way. But you bring up a good point, and there's a big difference between drive and ambition. A lot of people are ambitious in life. A lot of people say, this is what I want to do, but they're not willing to put in the work. Yeah. There's one secret to success. It's outwork every other motherfucker that's doing it. Yeah. And if you don't love it, if you know, like you said, you're not going to make a song so that it's popular on the radio. You're going to make a song because it's Apollo XO, and if it gets big, that's great. Yeah. And that makes me think of somebody, you know Steve Gerrard, right?
That's my guy. I love
that
Steve.
guy is the fucking definition of what we're talking about right here. When I interviewed him, he was basically like, you know, he's just an insane producer. Have you been to a studio before? Yeah. Yeah. So
Steve actually is the one who told me. So I showed Steve work. Like, 5 or 6 months ago. Okay. And he was like, this fucking sucks. Go back, redo it.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
And really, he was just like, it needs more percussions and shit like that. So when you listen to it, like all the percussion that's like panning around everywhere, I was like, fuck you, Steve.
Dude.
Like,
he gives you the straight facts.
Though. He is great.
He's great, but he was like, you know, I'm making music. I enjoy this so much. I'm happy with where I'm at. If something hits, it hits. If it doesn't, I'm still me.
Exactly.
And I think that's another thing about Chicago, too, is it's not like LA or New York. No one's trying to get big for other people. They're doing it for themselves.
Yeah.
But,
I would agree.
Yeah. I mean, you've come such a long way in a short period of time. I mean, you just headlined Tao, right? You're playing regular spots over in Chicago, LA, Cleveland pretty often, too, New York. Have you played down in Miami as well?
I have. I played a wall last December. Yeah, last December. I just hit my agent, Sujit. And I was like, hey, can I get another wall date before the year ends? And he was like, bro, I have 50 DJs asking me for wall dates. I have to rotate everybody fairly. And I was like, all right, bro.
At least he rotates, and it's not who you know or whatever. Mm-hmm. What's been kind of the secret to your success for getting to this point? I mean, has it been all the work? Have you done something differently than the rest? What do you think it's been?
Bro, I think it's I think it's been the work, man. Like, just work.
Yeah. I mean, you practice a lot. It's your full-time job. What's your day-to-day like usually? And how do you get up in the morning after you DJ all the time, by the way? You nocturnal? He doesn't? Oh, manager will take that one.
Okay, so my day-to-day looks like, it depends on really what day it is. So, like, Sundays, Mondays, and Tuesdays are gaming days.
Okay. Yeah, you do play a lot of video games.
Yeah, yep, they're gaming days. I played throughout the week too, just to keep sharp. But
sure.
Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, me, that fucking guy over there,
yeah,
and then the artist I told you about, Josh, and then like
dude, you guys are 3 peas in a pod.
Yeah, a few other of my friends. We all game Sunday through like Tuesday.
Xbox, right?
Tuesday. Xbox, yeah. I was thinking about moving to PC, and then I went and got a mouse and a keyboard just to try it out with my like Xbox and see how it was playing on PC. Fuck that, dude. I'm running around in Call of Duty, like I'm like not even running around. I'm like trying to run around in Call of Duty.
Looking down,
move my mouse around.
Right.
My mouse is just like whirling me around. But so Sundays, Mondays, Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays are like gaming, and then like random beat making, and then just like random stuff, whatever I have to do. Wednesdays now I have the live stream every Wednesday, the Apollo's house.
Yep, which is awesome.
I really try not to do anything else during the day except for like collect all the music that I've gathered, put it in like a crate in Serato, and kind of fairly map out what I want to do with it, you know, because like I've never been the type of person that is like, okay, cool, I'm gonna play this song first, this song second, and like map the whole set.
That goes wrong usually.
Yeah, especially if you're in a club. You know,
especially if you're in a club.
It's fine to do it if you're like making a mix, you know,
a mix, a festival set, even sometimes.
Exactly. Yeah. But I've just still never been one to even do that. So I just kind of like get a fair idea of what I'm doing with that, and then do that Wednesday night. And then Thursday, Friday, Saturday are studio and gig days, really. I mean, I'm in the studio literally all week. But those are the days that we probably do like sessions and stuff like that, or like get ready for the weekend.
You got a studio here in Chicago then?
I have one in my house now.
Nice.
Yeah.
Where were you doing it before? You were going to like Music Garage or something?
So me and Luca used to share a studio.
Hell yeah.
So,
he mentioned that actually.
Luca's like one of my best friends.
At Fort Knox?
Yep.
Was it? Yeah. Yeah, he gave me your phone number actually for this interview.
Luca.
Shout out Luca.
Yeah, it's actually funny because I was on FaceTime with him when you like text me, and I was like, "Oh, Sherm texted me. He was like, he's gonna hit you up to do the podcast." And
dude,
I was like,
that's awesome.
Yes.
I fucking love him.
Luca's awesome.
Yeah, he's the fucking man. Dude, that's I mean, seriously though, like you've taken to the next level with the music production stuff.
Thanks, bro.
I mean, what's your studio like? I mean, you beef it up, or you simplify guy? I mean, I just interviewed Birthday Party, and they didn't have that much for like, I guess their quality productions, but they brought up a good point, which is you don't need that much these days. No. You can make a hit, a Beatport top 10 hit on your laptop with no MIDI controller, with no Wi-Fi, you know.
Have you ever heard a Michael Beebe track, bro? It's literally a kick and a fucking sub bass.
What's so good about that shit, man?
It's literally like 3 sounds in the whole song.
They're so good.
No, they are phenomenal though. He definitely has mastered that like 3 or like 10 sound maximum.
He's insane.
That he does.
Him and Martinican are like
they're
really
crazy.
right there on their own thing.
But no, man, I don't really have. I have like a machine that I never use, because it's such a learning curve on it that it's essentially you're learning a new piece of software.
You absolutely
and I'm like
are.
Still figuring shit out in Ableton, so I was like, let me figure Ableton out completely before I add more stuff.
Absolutely.
And then I have a Native Instruments MK2, like the 61 key.
Okay.
And then I just bought a pair of Genelecs and a Genelec sub.
Mm-hmm.
And
gotta have a sub in the studio.
Yeah,
especially for house.
My neighbors fucking hate it though.
Are you above or below?
I'm above them. I'm on the top floor.
Have you introduced yourself, or you've introduced yourself through your absolute
They call my landlord.
Oh shit!
And
manager, bro, you gotta do something about that.
And then he was there. He was
shit!
Yeah, he's the one that ran into him.
Well, who are they?
I don't know.
People who don't like house music.
I don't want to talk to him.
Yeah, I understand.
No. So this is a whole situation, bro. Every time somebody asks me about this. Okay, so.
Give it to me.
So when they were moving in, so me and my girlfriend lived together. And when I was in, I think, LA when they were moving in, and we had not had neighbors under us for like 2 months at this point. So we were like doing whatever we wanted.
Yeah.
You know, whenever. And so she met them on the way out, whatever, and she's like, hey, just so you guys know, he's a DJ. He plays music during the day, and sometimes at night, it's usually not that loud, whatever. If you need anything from us, let us know. And they're like, okay, cool, you know,
right.
perfect. And the dude was like, oh, well, I guess we'll compete, like, whatever. And I was like, I have studio monitors and a lot of them,
shut
bro.
the fuck up.
So we're sitting in the studio working. This is like 2 weeks ago, maybe 3 weeks ago. And all of a sudden, Roxy comes in and she's like, hey, you have to turn it down or you have to shut the bass off because the neighbor, like the landlord just called and said the neighbors complained. And I was like, it took them more time to get on the phone and call him than it would have them coming upstairs to just be like, hey, can you turn it down real quick? Like, you know, like, God, bro, just come upstairs. Don't call the fucking police, bro. Like,
people are so afraid to confront people these days.
Yeah, and like, I would have been like, oh yeah, for sure, here's my number. But now I'm just like, yo, fuck you guys.
Yeah,
like,
you're in the dark. Yeah.
now you get no
Now
love.
Roxy's got to deal with
now
that
you
shit.
Get no love.
God, it's always the thing that just absolutely ruins noise complaints causes noise complaints.
I mean,
subwoofers.
Now what I'm doing is I'm just about to get I'm looking to buy a house now.
Okay.
So that completely alleviates that problem. But
Yeah.
for the meantime, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna rip up the carpet and put down mass-loaded vinyl, and then recarpet it back over because mass-loaded vinyl essentially catches all the like the reverb, or not the reverb, the vibration.
Okay.
And like all the sound. It's used for soundproofing. And my landlord said I could do it, so I was like, fuck it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah, just soundproof the room.
That's necessary.
Yeah, it's only like $200 to get it too, so.
Sound treatment is necessary.
Cheap. It's cheaper than a ticket. Disturbing the Peace ticket for sure.
How much is Disturbing the Peace ticket?
I don't know, but it's probably expensive after.
Is that a real fucking thing, Disturbing the Peace?
Yeah, fuck yeah. You get those, right? That's the thing.
Right?
Yeah, it's here.
That's not. I'm first in line for that. I feel like. How has that not happened to me already?
I mean, dude. We've been super respectful to them since.
Yeah, we're nice guys at the end of the day, right?
I don't want people to watch this and be like, "Damn, he's a fucking dick." Like, no, like
he's cool. He's cool guys. Cool guys.
No,
nice
we've been very conscious of the noise level now.
For sure. Well, thank you again on behalf of the city of Chicago for being conscious of that.
No. So getting back to the equipment, you don't need a Moog One or a Juno. You don't need to drop thousands of dollars to do things. You really just need a good laptop.
It's true, man. It's however you. It's like almost like saying it's how you were raised. It's how you started making music. Like Travis Scott is my favorite rapper, and he cannot work in one of those big studios because there's too many distractions. So he fucking goes in the corner, puts a blanket over his head, and records through a mic. And I was like, yeah, I guess it's how you're raised. Everybody's got their own style. You don't need all the gadgets. I don't need it. Yeah.
Especially when you look at people like, so Luca put me on to Burial.
Okay.
Burial, yeah.
Yeah, he mentioned that.
I hadn't heard of him until Luca put me on it, so then I started doing some research. And that dude doesn't even make music on a DAW made for making music necessarily. It's like it doesn't have a grid. There's no that's why it feels like so human. That's why it feels like everything's played live.
Yeah.
Because it's literally all about what you're comfortable with.
Yeah. Authenticity.
If you want to beatbox it into a 4-track and you can do that.
Yeah.
do it Timbaland style.
Of course, man. Well, I want to give you a shout out on your music. You've had remixes, Ariana Grande, 7 Rings, DJ Snake, Enzo. There's DJ Snake right there, isn't it? You've collabed with Drew Function. Great track, man. All Night with Cam Nash. Original Cup Shapes. Personal favorite.
Really?
Personal favorite.
Cup Shapes?
I liked it. All right. Work is better. Work is better, but
I feel like Cut Shapes is my song that, like, I feel like every artist has a project or two that they look back on and they're like, oh man, really jumped the gun on that one.
I
And I feel
definitely
like
have that
that's
about
what Cut
every
Shapes was.
song I've made. So yeah,
Nah, I mean, so
it's out there. I like it.
Cut Shapes was something I made, and I was working with this other DJ at the time. I don't know if you've heard of him, but he's from. Do you know Smoke Ono? The producer
recognize the
from
name.
Chicago. He made Hot Shower for Chance, and
Yes.
So he has an older brother named Kyle, and me and Kyle are pretty close. We're homies, and so I was like hanging out with him at the time. And I would send him like projects and stuff that I was like working on, and I cranked Cut Shapes out in like a day almost.
Really?
Yeah, like almost a day. Like I really finished it and fine tuned it within the week, but it was done within a day, and fine tuned it for what it was then.
Sure, of course.
And he was like, "Yo, dude, you should drop this," and I was like, "Really? You think it's that good?" And he was like, just fucking drop it, bro.
Just get rid of it. Yeah.
Just drop it. Like, why sit on it?
Yeah.
You know? And so I did, and now I hate it. Nah, I don't hate it. It's just my least favorite track that I put out.
But you've learned from it. You'll go back and every time you make a song.
Yeah.
That's why. Like I actually up until my most recent release, which was a collaboration with Flanino. Shout out Flanino. I just wasn't like confident, and I was just like,
banger.
Dude, he's
a banger.
Dude, he's making some fucking insane music. But he really brought me to a new level of me just kind of like looking at music differently. And I like, what's the difference between you? Like, do you prefer a remix, a collab, an original? What goes through your head? Is it just kind of just start somewhere?
So usually what happens is sometimes I'll try to make a remix, right? And I'll be like, damn, like this is super dope.
Yeah.
And then I'll be like, wait, why am I remixing this? I can't even release this. Like, I'm fucking making an original.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't do a whole lot of remixes. My goal is that I want to do a remix a month, but it really depends on if I like, like if I want to release it as original or a remix. Because like Enzo, I just released that because I didn't like Mala's version. His version wasn't dirty enough for me. Like, it wasn't like... bass house enough for me.
For sure.
I was like, fuck it, I'll just do it myself.
Yeah. You should tell Mala that. I agree with you though, actually. Do you feel like you found your sound then after work? You getting there?
Yeah. I think I don't think anybody ever necessarily like, finds their sound. I think they've honed a sound for a meantime, and I think that is different with every track because while I've put out 3 house songs and a mid-tempo, I'm dropping a song in a month that's a reggaeton song.
Okay.
And a Moombahton song. Then we have like a festival R&B song.
Festival R&B?
The festival R&B song.
Fuck yeah.
And then we were listening to this new hip-hop track that we're working on the way over here and another Spanish song. So it's like, really it's like whatever you're doing at that time, have you honed in on the your skill to be able to create that. I don't think anybody ever necessarily like finds their sound.
I totally
unless you're Michael Beebe and you make the same style of music all the time. And that's not a shade to him. I just don't want to be the DJ or the producer that's like, oh, this sounds like his last track, you know what I'm saying? Or like, I don't ever want to be that, It's cool to be like, oh, well, I can tell Apollo produced that because he usually does this style of thing. And I think I am developing certain techniques or sounds that I use. I think I'm developing those, but I don't think I guess if you want to call that a sound, you can. Like how Pharrell does that 4 loop or that 4 beat repeat.
Signature.
Yeah, like his signature style,
Absolutely. I think someone that reminds me of what you said is Alesso. He blew up off years and In My Mind and all that shit. And someone almost like Tiesto, I don't know how much he's making his music necessarily, but if you want to get big and stay big, you got to be with the times. Steve Aoki's, and these are superstars, obviously. But look at Alesso's most recent track. It's house. Like, the drop is house, and he plays house, and Diplo, too. They play house at Vegas.
Yeah.
And it's just like, that's the times right now. But house has always been going up like this.
Oh, yeah, dude. House is going to be forever, bro. House is a religion.
Dude, it is.
Yeah,
it is. It absolutely is. It's been awesome to see kind of the rise of Chami and Chris Lake and Mala to
Yeah.
the main stages. I always bring up my brother. He's 3 years younger than me, so he came to Chicago a year ago, and I remember I went back to their frat to DJ one time, you know, ready with all the what I thought might be of the times frat bangers. They were all requesting Mala and Chami and shit.
Yeah, dude.
And I was like, yo,
Yeah, I almost
times are changing.
I almost wish I was like doing college raves and shit like that now because I would be throwing like, bro, like people really don't like going back to it. People really don't see me as a house DJ, but I'm dirtier than some of the house DJs that are like actually house DJs.
Absolutely.
You know? So like throwing down a house set is my favorite thing to do. That's why I started Apollo's house, like doing that on Wednesdays.
It's like a release for you almost.
Yeah, it's like a release, and it keeps me like fresh on like all the stuff I have, and like I really try not to play the same like records every week. Like obviously I'm gonna play my stuff,
Right.
And like if there's a song I really really like that like I get addicted to songs.
Same.
Like, and it's really bad. Like I'll listen to a song like Cruel by Jax Jones. Dude, you can ask my girlfriend. I've listened to that song probably like 20 times in a row before. For sure.
Right, over and over and over.
Yeah, because like I'm not only listening to the song, but I'm listening to everything in the song. Like I'm listening to the way the vocals come in, like the way everything is mixed and EQ'd, and like, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to like make the sound in my head.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like I get addicted to like listening to songs. Sorry.
Do you feel like as a producer you listen to music differently now too? Since you've gotten deeper into it maybe?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I've always listened to the way songs are presented. Or, you know what I'm saying? Like the overall theatrics of a song.
Okay.
Like how the vocals come in, or like if they're like super wide and like
The
super
structure of it.
Yeah, structure of it. Like that's always what I've listened to since I was a kid. Like
Okay.
a lot of people are like, oh, I just like grew up listening to music and I was just in love with it. And I was
Right.
like, I wasn't necessarily like listening to music for that. I was
Yeah.
listening to like the actual structure of it,
Right.
and like that type of stuff.
Right. Dude, I totally agree. I was raised kind of on rock and roll and Bruce Springsteen and stuff, and something that I realized innately years later was that I loved bass the most.
Really?
I loved bass lines, and everybody
Yeah.
doesn't even give any credit to bassists unless it's a bass line like Under Pressure or something like that, you know,
Bro.
Queen. And
Bass
now
lines are the unsung hero of
100%.
music, yeah.
The offensive lineman of music. Bass lines are the offensive lineman of all music.
That's a really good way to put that.
Dude, if you took any song that has bass in it and removed it, it would lose everything about it. Because music, what I realized too is, you know, once I started going to festivals, was the feeling that it gave me, and that was the live experience. That was the speakers. Going to the festival for the first time, any festival, it's life changing.
Yeah.
What was your first festival?
Oh, dude, my first festival, it was so great. It was the year Tiesto closed out Spring Awakening at Soldier Field.
Yeah, I think I was there too.
Yeah, so my friend, he like scraped the website, the Spring Awakening website, for I don't know how he did this, bro, but he like made press passes, like just off, like the stuff that they have on the website. I don't know how he did it.
Are you kidding?
I have no clue. But anyways, he was like, "Yo, pull up, I'll get you in." So I went, and it was my first festival experience ever, and I saw.
You were backstage and
Zed's-
shit?
No, I wasn't backstage. We were out in the crowd.
You just got in for free.
Yeah, I just got in. Yeah. But we were out in the crowd. I was probably like 50 yards from the stage, and just like in the middle of this sea of people.
Mm-hmm.
And I saw Zed's Dead, and then Tiesto closed out.
Yeah, I definitely was there.
Yeah.
Spring Awakening.
And that's
Soldier Field.
that's actually the first time I ever heard "Lost You" by Zed's Dead, and it was like instantly I was like,
something about.
I want to
this-
make shit like this.
Something about this bass music.
Yeah.
Yeah, Zed's Dead, baby. They were one of the first electronic shows I ever saw too, and it's been crazy to see their rise. I saw them as a freshman in college. That's another example of people that have just stayed in their lane, man, and now
Yeah.
they're selling out 2 nights of Red Rocks every single year.
Yeah.
Doing their thing.
I think I really like the story you were saying, the rise of like Chris Lake. I really like the story that he posted about Stay With Me.
Mhm.
That song
Yeah, that was so
like,
cool.
His wife recorded that.
Yeah,
vocal.
yeah.
That's so sick. I was like, oh, that's so dope.
It is dope. It's crazy that shit, man. That like you sometimes just don't know if it's gonna be big when you release it. And I haven't had the experience, but just hearing other popular DJs that have said, I don't know about this one,
Yeah.
You just got to put it out. Cross it off the list, get it out. I
What-
think quality and quantity is important, but you
Yeah.
got to keep your mind clear when it comes to creativity.
I agree. It was super cool though to see too when he was like in that post, like she told him to do that song.
Yeah.
Like, that he should make something
Yeah.
for this moment. And I was like, damn, that's super dope.
Yeah, people forget that Chris Lake made Boneless with Steve Aoki.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right?
because it sounds like every Tujamo track that's came out since.
Right?
For sure.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, I think because Tujamo and Steve Aoki were like the first two names on that track.
Right.
I forgot about that until you said it.
Dude,
honestly.
everybody does. Everybody
Yeah.
does. And I can't. I think I remembered because I was like, yo, fuck, I'm gonna play Boneless tonight. And I was like, Chris Lake, and this was like a year ago. I was like, God damn, man, like this guy's been shooting his shot for a long time and not getting the limelight.
Yeah.
And now he's probably the biggest house artist in the world, right up there with Fisher. You know, in terms of like popularity, at least in the United States now.
Yeah, I would say in pop culture, yes.
In pop
he is
culture.
the biggest, the biggest house.
Yeah.
What do you say? House personality. Yes.
For now, yeah.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you gotta have personality.
Fisher's really just a personality, bro. Like
He
you
is just
can't
personality.
you can't seriously look at me and be like, Fisher tracks go harder than any other tracks coming out. I'd probably throw
I
this
can't
mic
even
at
not
you.
laugh at you. Yeah.
I would literally probably get up and leave if you looked
Yeah,
at me
drop
and
the
told me
mic.
that,
I
bro.
won't say it. I promise. I don't believe in that.
I mean, they are great tracks, but they're like losing it is not like it's a dope track. It's cool, right?
Yeah, sure.
Like the build up, and you get to that I'm losing it.
Oh, nothing like the
for
horn.
like 4 bars,
Yeah.
and then after that it's like,
All right.
well, and then you're like another minute into the song, and you're like, it's the same thing.
Oh,
Like, what the
I
fuck's
have to play
going on?
mashup with that song these days,
Yeah.
or I get anxious. I'm
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
I gotta
yeah.
transition out
Yeah,
of
I'm
this
like,
shit.
damn, I have to start this next song on the build up.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. And you know, I love Golf Clap, and they posted a picture of they're playing in a club, and it was like songs you cannot play, and it was Fisher losing it. And I was like, okay, well now this is the Despacito of house music, I guess.
Yeah, man. It's really just because things become popular off memes and Instagram now.
That's true. It did
And,
bridge
like,
a gap though.
It did. It
You
did
know,
for
like
sure,
all of a
but-
sudden open format DJs are dropping losing it.
True.
I mean, you're part of this boom.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I mean, the losing it version I play is the All I Want for Christmas into Losing It. No matter what time of year it
Tis
is,
the
no matter
season.
where I'm at.
Are you kidding me? That's
I
fucking
swear
awesome.
To God. I swear to God. We've been in the club and I've played just middle of the club, reverb out. Boom, 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 boom.
Is this true?
Oh, I
Legend. Talk about taking a chance.
Christmas. Because it's funny, bro. It's like
It is.
partially troll and then like
People
partially
love
dope
it.
as fuck.
Yeah.
Because people know and love All I Want for Christmas. They think it's funny because it's the middle of fucking summer.
Yeah.
And then it goes into the hottest house song to come out in like the last 2 years. You
Yeah.
know? Like,
I just
Yeah,
picture
that's-
you standing up there smiling, looking at everybody, like, oh yeah, this is
that's
it.
what I do for sure.
Yeah, it's crazy though. I mean, you bring up another great point, which is how much has changed in the past decade.
Yeah.
You know, you played a huge show where I just saw you dropping some big room recently. How did that feel?
Oh, dude, I love that, bro.
Every here and there, I agree.
Dude,
I agree.
You wanna know what's funny is every time Gianni Blue comes out to my sets, I think Gianni thought I was a hip hop DJ when he first met me.
Right.
Because every time he sees me now, he's like, "Dude, you're an EDM DJ, bro." And I'm like, "I know, bro." Like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Dude, you should be playing festivals." And I'm like, "I know, bro. Like,
That's
this is what I really
awesome.
want to do."
That's awesome.
I love playing big room shit, bro. There's no better feeling than standing in front of a crowd of like, it could be 100 people, bro. I don't care, but like playing big room in a massive space is just, you feel like you're Tiesto.
It's called
bro.
big room for a reason.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It is pretty thrilling, and that was like, I remember when I really got into electronic music, I was searching for the biggest big room drops I possibly could. Skip the intro, straight to the drop. Yes,
Yeah, like
just
the most
love
hardwell
that shit.
stuff you could find.
Now it's kind of like my guilty pleasure.
Yeah, I think there's a time and a place for it.
Absolutely.
Like you can definitely play it in. I play big room in every set, but it is definitely the more known big room. Like I'm not just gonna play like some dude's big room song that came out yesterday just because it's big room. When it used to be, as long as it's a big room song, you can fucking play it.
Yeah.
But now it's just like, what the fuck is this? You know, if it's not like, you know, Booyah or something like that. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Well, now you're just like playing random shit.
I know, that's true, but but my question is, we saw all that rise, fall, rhythm, dubstep, trap. Everything's kind of making it's a cyclical process.
Yeah.
But what do you think the next decade holds? About to be 2020.
I think this like industrial house or like industrial mid-tempo sound is gonna take over the radio. Like he just sent me a song the other day. Have you heard Miguel's new song Funeral?
No, I haven't.
It's fucking crazy. We will literally listen to this song right after.
You tell me it's industrial tech?
No, it's like an industrial mid-tempo.
Okay.
But I think that's gonna take over the radio, like that, and like that Billie Eilish sound.
Yeah.
And then I think tech house and bass house, and not like the super hard bass house, but almost like the G house bass house is gonna take over dance music.
Danceable bass house.
Yes. Yeah, because some bass house is too hard. Like my Enzo remix, that type of bass house, nope. No. Like I can't. Yeah, like I don't even play that remix most of the time unless I'm going like super hard.
Right.
Because it's a really hard remix. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
It's just like one bass note like the whole time. Just
For
like,
sure. I agree. I always like to say that I just picture it's going to be more danceable music.
Yeah.
Dude, these headbangers literally give themselves neck breaks. Like they're literally breaking their neck and shit. We jumped to Big Room for years. We did the trap. Now I want to go to the festivals and go to these shows in the clubs to dance. You know, jumping. Yeah. I'm done with jumping, but I'm more ready to dance than ever. And that's house music, and that's bass house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the more disco-y stuff too is gonna be really popular.
Dude,
like
Mercer's right on top of what's about to happen.
Yeah, you know who I went and saw the other day who literally made me dance the whole night was Felix the House Cat.
How was that?
It was phenomenal.
Shit. Yeah, didn't Steve play right before him?
So yeah, Steve and Don Parra played before him. James, the GM, James Brown, I've known him like since I moved here because I used to play at Parliament. He was like, "Yo, Felix the House Cat's gonna be in town. Come through." Yeah. So I was like, "Bro, I'm there. I'm there." I was there like an hour early too, so I like caught Steve and Don's set. Too.
Yeah.
And they fucking crush it. Like they like you can put them on a flyer, just them, and they're gonna crush the whole night. They crush the whole night, and they're gonna crush it. But yeah, Felix the House Cat threw down like a bunch of disco and like 90s shit.
Really?
Like, it was super cool, man.
Yeah, the 90s house is really coming back. There's this techno female DJ that I really like. I don't know if you heard of Nastia before. She's quite the woman. I would be scared if we were in a room together, just me and her. But she said that techno is getting very repetitive, and she plays a lot of 90s shit now. You know, that really has that a feel to it, rather than a fuck me in the face beat. You know what I mean?
So, yeah.
She didn't say fuck me in the face beat, but that's what she would say to me if we were in a room together and I'd walk out. This is fantasy that I'm playing out right now live. It's
weird. No, I actually did see that because I follow her on Instagram.
Okay, yeah, and, you know her. All right. So you understand a little bit?
So I don't know when techno didn't become repetitive.
Yeah, I agree.
Like and I'm not an expert on techno because, like I said, I never grew up like being super submersed into one genre of music and like being like, okay, cool, I'm gonna own this style. But like from what I've known techno to be, is it's always been the same thing the whole time.
Yeah. So why do people love it so much then?
I mean, it's cool. Like
I love it.
You know who makes the best techno in my opinion right now is IO.
Yeah.
IO. Yeah. I play IO Move low in every set almost. That song is fucking dope. Dude, you know, it's like that type of techno where it has like breakdowns and like that type of shit is cool. Yeah. But like the whole fucking like Charlotte DeWitt just released his remix that is literally just a drum beat the whole time and then like a pluck and a bass line, and I was like, I literally could do like 5 of these a day. Yeah. Like, so that her comment didn't make sense to me, and I saw a lot of techno people talking shit about her actually because
and I brought that up because I was confused by it because she plays that music. So it's just like a topic that's come about more because a lot of these DJs do play techno in their sets, these house DJs, I guess. So we go to Movement in Detroit. I can handle that about once a year.
Okay.
All full on, you know? It's
Yeah.
almost like by the end of it, I'm like, oh, I'm all right. I'm gonna need another year. Like
dude.
that. Actually, this year I walked out of the festival and I said to Tony, I go, I don't know if I can do this again next year. 4 months later, he goes, tickets go on sale soon. I'm like, I'm down.
Yeah.
But it's interesting, you know.
I think, bro, like techno, I've always looked at that side of the music industry and like the DJ scene as like the people who pay for like $60 salads, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's literally what they are to me, bro. They're like snobs that are like, yo, I mean, not all of them. So like, I don't want people coming for me and being like, oh, like we're not fucking techno snobs, like whatever.
Sure.
But like, a lot of that scene is very like nose in the air, like our music's better than yours.
Elitist,
like,
techno elitist,
yeah, like
man.
Techno elitist, and it's like, dude, no, it's fucking not. Like, let's be real, bro. You
Yeah.
literally have a drum beat at 130 beats per minute, and you've literally put a pluck over it. You take the pluck out sometimes, and then you put it back in. The only thing that's cool is most of these DJs are doing the shit fucking live.
True.
That's what's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, dude. Like, I don't want to get too much into it because I don't want techno people to hate me. I love techno, though. I do. I do love it. I just don't like the mindset that a lot of people have. Like, I'm going to wear all black. I'm going to be, like, super dark and, like...
I agree. It's about the music, and it kind of is lost in a certain sense with, like, again, I feel like I can't say anything without feeling like, maybe we should just switch topics.
Yeah, right.
We have maybe off camera we'll talk about this.
Yeah, let's just get off
But,
this.
you know, rounding it out, I think...
Steve's going to text me and be like, what
Oh,
the fuck?
shit. Fix it in post, we like to say. No, Steve definitely has his opinions about techno. It's the consistency. It's great when you're fucked up, but outside of that, I want to ask you, what would be your biggest piece of advice to younger DJs right now trying to get into the scene? Is it brandability? Is it making your own music? Is it practicing cuts?
Be a real fucking person.
Yeah.
That would be
personality.
That would be one. I feel like
Mm-hmm.
like be real. Like don't be a person who's just like out here to like take from the industry and like actually put something back into it. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Like go hang out with people. Like most of these people that like I work with in the industry, like we might not hang out all the time, but like we're friends or like we play video games together, like shit like that. Don't just be one of those people who comes around like for gigs and shit like that, you know?
Yeah. Absolutely.
Number 2 would be invest in yourself, save your money, don't blow all your money on fly clothes and like off-white shit, because you just like if you're only DJing, I know that you can't afford an off-white shirt, bro.
Yeah, that
you
is,
know what I'm saying? Like
that is the truth.
So it's like, dude, just like invest in your craft. Just like spend all that time that you would be doing, or like that you would be out at clubs and doing shit. Spend that fucking learning.
Yeah.
Like learn how to play an instrument. Like, and if you're not gonna learn how to play an instrument, then learn how to play your DAW, bro, because that is an instrument. Like, you wouldn't go to do a piano recital if you could only halfway play the piano.
True.
You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
So like, don't fucking think you know it all and not even know like half of Ableton, because there's still shit like I'm figuring out to this day that's like, damn, Ableton can do that, and like I'll like accidentally click a tab and I'm like, what the fuck is this, and like I have to go YouTube it, you know?
Yeah. Totally.
So yeah, invest in yourself, knowledge, be a real person, and actually do like get the ball rolling on your ideas. You know, because like
drive, not ambition.
The one thing that I wish that I would have done is like learned how to play piano like 5 years ago.
That's my biggest regret.
You know what I'm saying? And like I look back on it and I'm like, damn, if I would have started then, I'd be a fucking master pianist. But I probably wouldn't be like a master pianist.
Yeah.
But I would be very good at piano by now.
Totally.
You
I
know?
gave up the guitar.
So, like,
my parents had me doing it, and I always tell them like, you should have forced me.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. Yes, I mean, do that, and then like find a hobby too, because I'm one of the people that like I really don't like to go outside and do shit. Like, so my hobby is like playing video games and riding motorcycles. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I see
like
why
that's
you
the
and
only
Luca
thing.
are good friends then. Yeah.
So like that's the only thing I do, because DJing is a lifestyle, bro. Like we said earlier,
it is,
like
man.
it's literally life incorporating. Like everything you do is gonna be about that, you know. So when you have a lifestyle like that, you need to find other things to do that you like to do, but you can also like build, you know, a personality or like a brand with. Like I like motorcycles, video games, and spicy beats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Dude, you're gonna get sponsored by somebody that's all those things, or you're gonna make
Ducati.
your own. Oh fuck.
Ducati.
Yo,
That'd be sick.
you got the plug? Ducati?
Jesse,
Yeah, we'll find it. Send an email, info@ducati.com. Sponsorship.
I pull up next year to the club in like a brand new 1089.
Dude, I can see you
1099.
fucking pull up the towel. Oh shit, Apollo's here. Everybody fucking clear the way right now.
Dude, I pulled up to Tao on my motorcycle this last summer. And
Oh, that's so gangster.
It was so great.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I pull up on my divvy. What up? You guys know where a station is? Yeah.
Just like, dude, that's what I've never understood about divvy bikes. I've always been scared to take one to actually go somewhere that I like have to be like, a time crunch for, because it's like, what if there's not a divvy station over there?
They get you.
Yeah.
It's a trick.
Yeah.
That's another episode.
Yeah.
What's next for the rest of the year? You got New Year's Eve plans, and what's going on in 2020?
Man, 2020. We already have a song release scheduled for 2020. I actually played the song last night.
Yeah, I heard it. Sick.
Supernova. Yeah.
You said March?
Yeah, March.
Hell yeah.
March. I'm gonna try to get it pushed up.
Okay.
The other artist on it has like a lot of songs that he's releasing between then.
Okay.
And I don't like sitting on songs, so.
Yeah.
And it's a banger, so I'm like, just get it out.
Send it to me. I
Release
want to play it.
I will. But yeah, releasing a lot of music. New Year's Eve, we haven't locked anything in yet. I'm hoping it's gonna be out of country though. We're in talks with the club right now. That would be amazing to start my year in another country.
For sure.
Even though Chicago is my home, and like it was amazing to start it here last year. I played Tao last year, and that was fucking insane. Actually, me and Nathan Scott went back to back that night, and they stayed open like an extra hour, I think, or like it was very fun, very fun. And then I think that's it. Just music releases so far, and New Year's Eve might be out of country.
Where can people catch you in Chicago consistently? I mean, do you have a guaranteed residency?
Yeah. So right now, my guaranteed weekly residency is I play at Concrete every Friday.
Right.
And then Electric Hotel, I play there like once or twice a month on Saturdays, and then I play like Tao like once a month. So
Okay.
I think those are. Oh, and then I think those are the only places I play right now.
Hell yeah, man.
I can't say anything else. Right
Okay.
now.
Well, God, I can't wait until we get off camera so I can figure out all this shit you got going.
Dude, there's a sick gig coming up that I'm super excited for. But
that's awesome. People can find you.
Follow me on Instagram.
I was about to say
it.
at Apollo XO, right?
Yeah.
No underscore or anything.
No underscore. No.
Simplicity. Yeah.
That's the key.
And your real name is
that's-
Apollo. People probably don't think that.
Yeah.
It's fucking legit. I'm Matt. So, he pulls up in a motorcycle named Apollo, and I pull up in a used divvy with a broken front wheel. Matt. But you know what? I got my lane. Well, I want to finish off by acknowledging you again, man. You've been just absolutely crushing it. I have a lot of respect for how humble you are, for how hardworking you are, and I'm excited to see what the future holds for you, brother.
Appreciate that, dude.
Yeah,
Thanks
man.
for having me.
doing
G.
this. Absolutely. Hell yeah. That was great.
Thanks, man.
That was perfect. Okay,
A lot of good jumps in there.
Yeah.
It seemed like you practiced this or something.
I might have to that techno. I was about to go on a rant.
Hey,
about
yeah,
techno.
dude, I was
I
about
brought
to-
the Nazi thing. I was like, yeah,
Dude,
she scares me, but I hate
You
that.
almost fucking got me in trouble. He was like, yeah, she's such a bad bitch.